was walking down the beach looking for some action. Had my radio set on a rap station.
Not going live yet.
A sticky situation. She wanted me to give her mouth to mouth.
Hold on, it's not going live. Stand by, please. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to World Wrestling Radio, the greatest professional wrestling radio show on the planet. For those of you that don't know me, the couple dozen morons that aren't privy enough to know that I am Nico Extra, the most famous wrestling TikTok person on earth. Nice to see everyone. Alongside me, I have an esteemed panel colleague this evening, Vinny LaSpada, Cool Mike C, Daniel. I would give your locations, but 2 out of 3 of you don't even exist on social media. Actually, Daniel does, but he doesn't like to be disclosed. Vinny LaSpada, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, man, I'm just here to talk about a lot of the shocking terms that we've just seen on AEW.
No doubt about that. Let's get straight to that BS that just took place. Quite the show, AEW Dynamite. I would say, other than that crazy main event we just watched, by the way, for those of you that just are watching, Murder Hawk and Jay White just totally beat the living shit out of each other. That was pretty interesting. But the two main big deals was Jay White as the Forbidden Door entrant that Tony Khan has been hyping all week long. Right. Big news. And then obviously, bask in his glory. Bask in his glory, Keith Lee in AEW. For me, this is huge news because when I saw Keith Lee show up at NXT, I was really hyped and excited about his career, his future. I had seen him on the indie circuit. I knew what he could do. Big man with moves, charisma, had the whole total package to me. Got the call up to Raw. Wasn't used right as a lightly saying, you know, what he definitely wasn't used light. He was let go. Did his 60 or 90 days, whatever it is, and now he's in AEW. I don't see them being able to fuck this up again. No other way to put it. Daniel, I know you're a fan of Keith Lee. What do you think about his debut? What do you think about Keith Lee in AEW?
Bask in his glory. This was probably the biggest not so surprise debut that AEW's had. I think we all expected this. It was really well done. You know, like we were discussing and I said previously, this was the best Keith Lee in 15 minutes in AEW was the best that he's been booked in his whole WWE main roster run. So I think this was exactly what he needed. But like you said, could they fuck it up? Absolutely, they could fuck it up, because ultimately we see the path that it's going down, and he's most likely going to be the favorite to win the Face of the Revolution ladder match. And then that would mean that Sammy Guevara and Keith Lee are going to go at it for the TNT title. And then at that point, I mean, what do you do? Do you take the belt off Sammy already?
I don't know. This is the problem with AEW at the end of the day, is where does everyone fit in at?
Right.
You know, I mean, where does Keith Lee fit into the picture? Because we just saw right now, and I'm not trying to spoil anything, but Adam Cole, baby, pretty much is in the main event picture and potentially challenging for the world title as soon as Revolution. And the guy just lost to Freshly Squeezed, and really, quite frankly, hasn't done shit in AEW. Nothing impressive, nothing of substance.
Right.
Hey, Julia, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Power Stroked, how you doing? Chris Harris, the executive consultant. What's going on, guys? Vincent Laspada. I don't know if you watched AEW just now, but Keith Lee debuted in AEW, beat the crap out of, I don't even know their names, Matt Hardy's team, Private Party.
It was Cassidy, Isaiah Cassidy
of Private Party, right?
And Mark Quinn.
He beat the shit out of everyone and looked stellar. What do you think about Keith Lee and AEW? Is this a W or an L for AEW?
Well, the first question I have to ask you guys and you, Nico,
Mike,
is how did he get his Limitless Keith Lee name? How did Vince drop the ball?
I mean, his name is Keith Lee, so it's hard to take that away from him.
But how did he get Limitless? Because I mean, usually when you're in NXT, WWE, they take all your characters and your sayings. So
they must have dropped the ball, man.
I'm very surprised in that. He looked good, man. He looked good. I was really shocked because honestly, I did not. I mean, I kept hearing rumblings and rumors for the last couple of weeks, and frankly, before the beginning of the year, and have not seen anything except for rumors. So yeah, it's exciting, man. I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with him, and I hope they don't drop the ball like WWE did, because, you know, I know when we all started going to NXT a long time ago, you know, I kept telling people he's going to be a good talent, but they're not going to know what to do with him. And surely when you move up to fumble the ball and they end up getting rid of him.
Right.
Yep. No doubt about it. Cool. Mike C, I know you're a big Keith Lee fan. What'd you think of his debut just now?
We know how great he was in NXT. We watched him so many times. We know he's going to deliver. There's no question about it. My bigger concern is his health. Remember where he was out for months, but we don't know if it was health related, contract related, something else. But if his health isn't good, that's the bigger concern. But if they give him the right booking and the right matches, Keith Lee will definitely deliver. We saw it many times in NXT against Adam Cole and others.
Another
interesting matches.
Another interesting debut, Jay White, the Forbidden Door entrance. For me, this was kind of lackluster. I know how special Jay White is. He's a former New Japan Pro Wrestling champion, yada, yada, has beef with this person, Kenny Omega. The storyline fits perfectly. But at the end of the day, is it really that much of a surprise that it's Jay White? He's already debuted on Impact like 2 months ago. I mean, this whole thing was kind of set up from the beginning. So if it was going to be Jay White or Okada or one of these kind of obvious choices, to me, it's not really forbidden. So I think he used it. He played the words wisely. He got Jay White. To me, this is one of those like kind of moments. But I mean, I know Jay White's a good talent, and if he gets to compete in AEW, then it's definitely going to be interesting. Daniel, are you a Jay White fan?
Yeah, I think Jay White is really great talent. I'm not a huge NJPW fan, so I haven't really seen some of his, stellar matches, and I know that's really where he shined the most. But I would say I'm more on the novice side with him. But I think you're missing the bigger picture here, and the bigger picture is they're setting up a long-term feud here with the Elite and the Bullet Club. And this is where things are really going to get very interesting. And I think Jay White, while it might have been, uninspiring tonight because we had higher hopes, this is going to set up a very long-standing feud. And it's going to be something that's going to carry the company over the next probably 4, 5, 6 months.
And Chris, the executive consultant, and Joe both bring up very valuable statements. The AEW roster is getting bigger and bigger. And yes, you can quietly let go Marco Stunt and Bad Boy Joey Janela and pick up these people. But at what point is the roster officially bloated and there's no more room for more talent? And you got to actually do what you've been talking shit about this whole time. And that's releasing wrestlers in batches. Because it seems like Tony Khan is trying to save face way too much to actually do releases. He doesn't have the balls, so to speak. So what he's going to do is he's going to play Mr. Nice Guy and just let their contract run out.
Right.
Nice and sweet. So no one gets hurt. Their contract ran out. They didn't get renewed. But at the same time, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't know if hiring every single person pretty much, and let's be honest, there's been dozens now that have been hired. AEW is NXT at this point. Keith Lee, Kyle O'Reilly, Adam Cole, like Mercedes Martinez, like all these people came, and I know WWE came from Ring of Honor and Impact and all this other bullshit, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about right now. Are they in trouble, boys? Cool, Mike C, you go first. Does AEW have too many wrestlers, and when's enough?
Of course they have too many wrestlers, but why do they have too many? Because this is Tony Khan's, vanity project. He's got the money, he's got the capital, he's bleeding red ink, and it doesn't even matter. Look at Mark Cuban. When he owns the Dallas Mavericks, he's always over the cap, doesn't care. He hires a bunch of assistant coaches that he doesn't need just so Mark Cuban can hang around and with all-star teams from the past and do a shoot-around. That's all Tony Khan's doing right now, and he doesn't care. He thinks part of his cachet is he is the good-hearted person that won't let people go, and it's going to work to his detriment. There's too much talent to book.
So is it a mistake or not?
It's a mistake. It's definitely a mistake to be that bloated, and he does need to let people go. But like you said, he's going to save face and keep people and paying them to not even be on TV or overpaying them to be on YouTube. He needs to let some people go. He's got to trim the fat like any company would.
Vinny LaSpada from LaSpada Subs, world famous subs, best subs in Florida, potentially the United States. Vinny, is AEW bloated or not?
Yeah, they're bloated. And I feel like your points are valid. Like it is turning into an NXT full that we saw at Full Sail. But here's the thing. If AEW can get a set of group wrestlers and have them run AEW Dark and Dynamite and things like that, and then switch them out to where it's like, okay, so, one set of shows, you have at least like a Daniel Bryan or a Jay White or somebody that you can pop for. But yeah, it's overcrowded. And I mean, when CM Punk came, it was special. Now I feel like when you see like Keith Lee and all that, it's a pop, but it's, it's not special anymore. It happens every week, every other pay-per-view. So it's like, it's just getting to the point where, like you said, you're just going to have to release people because I don't know if we can handle anymore.
And Joe makes a funny point. He says they're filthy Oprah rich. So they do have sick amount of money where Tony Khan's dad could be like, what do you need? $1 billion? Like, here, you little bastard. Here's $1 billion. He's got like 100. How much does he have? I don't even know.
I think it's like $8 billion. It's
hey, Alexa, what's Tony Khan's daddy's net worth?
Shad Khan.
Right, Shad Khan.
Let's see what they say. Everyone on TikTok, come on over to Twitch or YouTube. Link in bio. Come hang out with us. 5 billion. That's it? Shit. Man's only got 5 billion, y'all.
That's his worth. We're not talking about liquid assets.
I mean, Tony could blow that with like a couple. I mean, if he gave Keith Lee $4.5 million, he's given Wyndham Rotunda $7 million and Adam Scher $5 million.
Lee $4.5 million.
I'm just making up numbers. I'm just saying they're so filthy rich that you never even
close.
Wait, Wyndham's really getting $4 million?
I made up all those numbers. I'm just saying they're all coming to AEW and they're all getting paid eventually, right?
Right.
Interesting statistic that came up. I don't want to we can talk about that forever. But Jade
Right.
Cargill, 27-0, undefeated, dominating, beat the living crap out of, what was her name? AQA?
AQA.
I don't
She
even
was
know.
stunning,
It was
too.
an ass. AQA took an ass whooping, that's for sure. But it was
She
pretty.
did.
It was pretty badass. 27-0 Jade Cargill. Is this the beginning of something big? Do you see Jade going 173-0 like Goldberg or something crazy, or do you see it actually being like 50-0 and then she meets her match with, I don't even know who's going to come. I mean, who's going to beat her at this point in AEW? If it's Britt Baker versus Jade Cargill, it's definitely going to be Jade Cargill 2 belts or whatever. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I don't know at this point where this character goes, but it seems like it's the unstoppable force at this point.
Right.
Daniel, are you enjoying Jade 27-0?
Yeah. I think they needed to create a belt for her. And I think the TBS title was created for the switch. And it was also created to get Jade Cargill over, because you can't take the belt off Britt Baker at this point. Britt Baker is money. She is probably the most over performer in AEW right now. And at this point, I think it's going to be hard to take 2 heels and pit them against each other. So you're going to build Jade Cargill up, and she easily could end 2022 being undefeated. And there's no formidable matchup for her at this point, unless you're going to put Britt Baker and Jade Cargill against one another.
8.2 billion. Chris corrected me. Thank you for that. He's basically rich as hell. What's up, guys? Can't wait to be back next week for the news. We can't wait to get Mad Dog's special news. Thank you for your love and support, and a valued member of the community. Vinny, dare I ask, Jade 27-0, what your thoughts are? You always scare me when you get that little twinkle in your eye.
Is this another China?
Seems that way. It seems like she's that kind of that bitch, so to speak. If she's that girl that's going to be the dominating force, potentially competing against men, whooping ass, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I mean, if you're going to compare Jade to anyone, it has to be China right now, right? Who else could it be?
That's all I have to say.
Did you not like China? So we're saying this?
No. I mean, it's just like when it's just for a fact, like, I mean, it's like when Beth Phoenix, they put her in a match, like, her thing was when she was the Glamazon that, she could also wrestle men, but it's like, they always seem to me to ruin that, because like we saw in the match with Edge and The Miz and Beth Phoenix and Maurice, that, they were going to have Beth Phoenix, kick the crap out of The Miz, and I mean, something happened. It's never a fair fight. There's always something that happens, and I do think that Jay Cardigan can wrestle men.
It's pretty impressive. Moving on, there's a big pay-per-view coming up. Everyone's favorite pay-per-view. I'm sure Twitter is going to have a field day with the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia. It's in Saudi Arabia, right? I know it's somewhere over there. Somewhere very foreign, where they the rules are a little differently over there, let's say, than they are here in America. Like, exactly. You wouldn't have as much freedom of speech or choices that you have there. But needless to say, the big match being televised, there's actually 3 of them. Elimination Chamber, Riddle, Lashley, Lesnar, Rollins, Austin Theory, and AJ Styles. We've all heard the Weltsy rumors that Lashley is going to lose to Lesnar, and it's going to be title versus title at WrestleMania. I don't know the validity of this. We also heard the news that Riddle was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. That being said, I don't know who's going to win this Elimination Chamber match, guys. I have no clue. Cool Mike C, who's your pick for this?
Lesnar. I mean, we want Riddle. All of us want Riddle. We know that. I think it's a good chance for Austin Theory just to get the rub, to be in there with him, because he is the future. It's always good to have highlights in an Elimination Chamber where the AJ Styles can help out with that. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Lesnar.
Daniel, who you got in this Elimination Chamber extravaganza live from Saudi Arabia?
Has to be Lesnar. There's no match at this point that you could
Blood money.
put for the WWE title with Lashley. I mean, who's he going to face? Who's he going to face? It has to be title versus title. Reigns, Lesnar, main event. That is your night 2 main event. Your night 1 main event. We've already discussed Rousey, Charlotte.
They're saying it right now. Definitely Lesnar. Everyone's saying Lesnar. I just hate that we know. This shit makes me mad. I hate that we knew about Ronda. I hate that we knew about Lesnar. I hate that we knew
better.
About
Book better. I mean, that's what it comes down to.
Why is everything so like? Why does Dave Meltzer and SRS like? How do they get the scoop on everything every day? I don't understand.
Plugged in.
Are they on the payroll? I don't know. Vinny, who you got, bro? This match is interesting because this truly does set up that WrestleMania main event and what's going to take place there.
I'm very shocked at Austin Theory match. Can anybody tell me why Austin Theory is in this match? I mean, I understand he's Vince McMahon's crony, but does he really
the future?
Does he? But does he really? I mean, let's be honest, guys. I mean, honestly, 4 months ago we were watching him on NXT and he was doing nothing but jobbing out. Now all of a sudden he's on the main roster and he's getting put into title matches. What am I missing here? Like, why is he pushing him so far? But I guess my pick. I mean, I love to see Seth Rollins do it, but I mean, we all know it's going to be Lesnar. There's no reason to talk about it.
I mean, I actually don't agree with you on that. I think Austin Theory is a pretty special talent. The kid's like 24 years old. He can go in the ring. He can cut a promo. He's got the look. Where does he actually fail in your eyes?
He doesn't fail, but what I'm saying to you is that there's been so many talented people come from NXT, and yet they think that he has more talent than others. I know you guys are going to disagree, but when Ricochet was coming up, I thought Ricochet was fantastic. I mean, he's the only person I can tell you that jumps from the top of a stage into the middle of a ring, or out of the ring. I mean, I just don't. I think you're right. Austin Theory is a special talent, but does he deserve the attention that he's having right now? No, none of that.
Yes.
Okay.
The funny thing is, if I look at Ricochet and I look at Austin Theory, I'm taking Austin Theory. I really am.
You're taking them because of the size, but
I look and the talent and the charisma,
the promos, everything.
Ricochet has way more talent than him. I mean, just in the ring. I mean, come on, the guy. Every time you watch a Ricochet match, every time he surprised me from what he can do. I mean, he's such a high flyer. He's the Rey Mysterio of our time.
Ricochet is he's good for not for the entire matches. All right, so this could go back and forth.
Can't cut a promo either.
That's not the right word, I don't think, for that. But
okay, all right, he can't cut a promo. I get it.
Roman Reigns versus Goldberg live from Saudi Arabia. The match we've all been waiting for, guys.
Can we skip
We've
this?
been talking about it for years. Can we please get Goldberg back? Please. I need Goldberg in my life. He's back better than ever. He's 50. Hey, Alexa, how old is Goldberg? Bill Goldberg. He's like 50, right? Let's see. 53 years old. Saki the sock puppet. Is that a picture of Saki the sock puppet with John Cena? Because that's
looks like
amazing. Goldberg. I cannot see Goldberg
No
beating him, guys. Any chance in hell that Goldberg beats Roman Reigns and main events WrestleMania? Or is this just a total? No. I said the same shit about Bray Wyatt, and he ended up winning the belt and over there. I think he's undefeated over there, but no chance, guys. Should we just move on?
Move on.
No chance.
They're all kind of so predictable because here's another one. It's Becky and Lita, and I feel like Lita's probably going to win. It's not for the title, right? Or is it for the title?
It is for the title.
It's for the title?
Yeah.
And something's going to go down, and this is going to end up becoming a WrestleMania match. Becky's going to lose by disqualification. Lita's going to get the victory. I'll see you at WrestleMania, and here we go. Now we got Becky versus Lita and Ronda versus Charlotte, two stellar matches. Where does Bianca Belair fit in? That's neither here or there. Becky versus Lita. Who wins? Cool Mike C. Who you got?
In Saudi Arabia, When Becky goes in as champ, Becky comes out as champ. They want to see the Becky show. Lita's the sacrificial lamb. She's the old Berg for the women that's showing up to take a beating.
He did lose to Taker. You're right, Chris Harris. Chris Harris, I'll give him that much. This man knows his statistics. This dude's got some major statistics going.
And that was a terrible match, too, against Taker.
Does anyone in here feel like they're good with statistics? Because we could do some kind of trivia one week. That could be fun.
Yeah.
You're good?
I'm all right.
Vince, Becky Lynch versus Lita. Who you got and why?
I mean, I would love to say that they're going to give Lita the title one more time, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just think it's something for Becky Lynch to say that I was in the ring with a legendary Hall of Famer, Lita.
Right.
Nice.
I mean, can she even go? We saw brief spots with her in the Rumble, and she didn't look very good.
Jude says Dewdrop will be the next women's champion. Do you think this is going to be a fact or a myth?
Fiction.
Could you see Dewdrop being the next person to win the belt?
No.
Trivia would be nice. I would not do it because that's obviously me winning. I know you would. I know I wouldn't win, but maybe you can host it. You're always fun. Let's move on to our favorite time of the night, NXT.
Yeah.
Let me edit this. Hold on. 2.0. NXT 2.0. And the big news that came out of NXT last night that shocked the world. Dolph Ziggler showing up, guys. We were front row. Daniel, I don't know where you were, why you didn't make it. Vince, you show up once every 6 months, but Mike and I were front row. We got to see Dolph Ziggler live in person. I got a really great video of him. It caught me off guard. I know they were talking shit back and forth, but to see him actually show up and then insert himself into that main event match is pretty exciting for me. I can't wait to see Dolph Ziggler at Vengeance Day. Vinny, what do you say about this?
I feel like it just goes back to what I say all the time, that they let too many people go. They moved too many people up, and they're running out of action. It's like McMahon with Mania. Like, he knows that nobody else can hold Mania, so let's call Taker, Goldberg, or a legend to help ratings. And this is exactly what this is a rating. This is a rating stunt. And for me,
ratings. You don't think it's an actual transition from mediocrity to superstardom in NXT, similar to a Mandy push where they still had a little left in the tank, but now they can go and kind of mess with the youngins and also still be stars?
I mean, I see where you're going with it. Yeah, I mean, it could be that way, but I mean, let's just be honest. What has Ziggler done the last couple of years besides be a backup to Bobby Roode's tag team?
Daniel?
I mean, I can argue that Bobby Roode has been the backup to Dolph Ziggler.
All right, I'll give you that. Okay, you're right.
Cool, Mike C. Are you excited about Dolph Ziggler debuting at AEW? Or I'm sorry, at NXT. I call
NXT 2.0.
NXT 2.0.
Right. Of course it's exciting. And I like what they're doing because they've had AJ Styles there. He did a great run with Grayson Waller. And now you have Ziggler coming back, inserting himself into a championship match with Santos and Braun Breaker. It's brilliant. And to Vince's point, is it to boost the ratings? Yes. But is that a good thing? Yes. And it's also a good way to refresh Ziggler a little bit too. So good for him.
And doesn't this statement right here by Jude on Facebook saying AJ was first, now Ziggler, who's going to drop next? Isn't that what NXT's hoping for?
Yes.
To have this whole who's going to drop next, who's going to be the big star next.
Exactly right, Jude.
Oh, man, I'm excited for NXT, no doubt about it. This pay-per-view, it's not a pay-per-view. I know it's just a Tuesday night show, but can we just take a moment to appreciate how perfect Mandy is? I'm sorry, I know I simp. I know a lot of people think I'm what they would call a simp for Mandy, but I mean, this woman is like breathtaking hot, guys. Like, when you're this close to her and she makes eye contact with you and you think you have a shot, but you know you have no shot in hell whatsoever, even if you gave her $1 million, probably, she still wouldn't hook up with you. What does it feel like being in the presence of greatness that is Mandy? Vince, do you feel this way, or am I crazy?
Vince wasn't showing up.
Well,
Daniel wasn't
He's
showing
been
up.
in the presence of Mandy before.
I mean, the last time we watched a pay-per-view, Mandy was like not even a foot and a half away from me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. She's breathtaking. I mean, remember when she first debuted? Nobody could take their eye off of her. I mean, I guess it's still the same thing. I mean, and she's doing a good job. She's holding it down. But I laugh at matches that she had last night where it was like, honestly, she can't win a match on her own without having somebody interfere.
I mean, let's be honest. Triple H did this for the better part of a decade with DX and everyone else. He never won a match clean. He had Stephanie, he had DX, like true stars. Always. Ric Flair. How many times did Arn Anderson come in and hit someone in the nuts and Flair got the roll up? I mean, Flair did that for 10, 15 years straight. And no one
Classic dirty heel.
That's what heels do. And Mandy, she's not the best wrestler in the world. She's hot as the day is long, but in the ring, she's gotten a lot better. But she needs that. She needs Gigi to come in and kick her in the vaginas so she can get that pin real quick. Yeah, I said it. And Kaylee Ray also has stepped up her game. You know, I mean, she's become a legitimate contender. I don't know. I'm really excited for it. We got Carmelo Hayes with Trick versus Cameron Grimes for the North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes is another breath of fresh air for me in NXT. There's these standout stars that are just sticking out like sore thumbs. Carmelo Hayes, Braun Breaker. Hell, I'll even throw Von Wagner in there. Odyssey Jones before he got hurt. Tony D'Angelo. All these guys are kind of getting a little momentum behind them. And really, Grayson Waller. How could I not mention the great Grayson Waller, who likes to insult me and all my friends on social media? These guys are standing out as stars. You know what I mean? And Vince, damn it, Vince, you did it again, in my opinion. And a lot of you will probably disagree with me, but the man fired Adam Cole, or didn't release his contract for, $575,000 a year. And now he's paying Tony D'Angelo $70,000 a year and $500 bonus revenue on the WWE bottom dollar. And Tony's scoring the same ratings as Adam Cole is. Adam Cole doesn't move the needle like we hoped he did in NXT. Never hit 1 million. They weren't hitting the numbers. With all that talent, they were never hitting the numbers. So when does this all work out for him? You know what I mean? I'm hyped for this. Who you guys got? Carmelo versus Cameron Grimes. Do you see a title change, or do you feel like it's still Melo don't miss time?
Melo don't miss.
Vince, Melo don't miss?
Oh yeah, I think he has it in the bag.
What's your thoughts on Carmelo Hayes? What's your thoughts on all these stars I just brought up?
I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, I know for so long, you guys have been telling me for weeks and weeks and months, this is the new NXT. And if you're going to like it, you're going to get on the bandwagon. If you're not, you're not going to watch it. I mean, it's taken me a while to really realize that, the NXT that we've known and loved for so long is not there anymore. Right. And these new stars are coming up. I mean, to me, it's kind of a hard pill to swallow because, change is a sacrifice that, you either take it or you just turn around and forget about it. And, I feel like the only person that's left from the old roster is Cameron Grimes, really. I mean,
Tommaso Ciampa's still there.
Oh yeah, Ciampa and yeah, but I mean,
Keith Lee is a poor man junkyard's dog.
That's a bad take.
Jesus Christ, Adam Demoy. I don't even know where you coming from, but that's funny. Nico is the only guy that's taking this seriously. I don't know what that means, but thank you very much.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? Is that because I got this whole gimmick going on?
Oh,
yeah, I'm definitely
taking NXT seriously.
Gabe. Oh, Gabe. Define what you mean taken seriously. Do you mean me against my bum friends, or do you mean me in NXT? I'm just kidding. Vince's mic costs more than your life. That thing, how much was that puppy? What's up with the screen of fans in the place? I hate when they do that, by the way. The screens that are above the fans.
It's so dumb.
It is so stupid. Adam, we were just talking about that earlier. AEW is absolutely turning into Triple H's NXT. Way better setup, way better camera, way better mic. Nico Extra with the W. Gabe, I got to be honest, I'm going all in this year. So thank you for subscribing to my Twitch. I'm going to be on Twitch a lot. I'm going to be on YouTube. I do have a 4K camera. I do have a Shure SM7B microphone. I do have all the lights and gimmicks, but Vince is catching up. He's going to be there. Mike's got his Yeti in the mail. Daniel, he's going to get
wait till eventually. Next week. Let's go.
Eventually, Vince is going to get Daniel his extra mic that he has in his closet. And then Daniel's going to put a pop-up. We're going to get this going, guys. Hold on. Other dudes using a laptop sitting on the floor against drywall.
Who's using a laptop?
He's making fun of Daniel.
I was going to say
fun of, or Mike, one of them.
And if anybody's camera, I'm using an 8K camera.
Other guy sitting back 30 feet from his computer. Cool, Mike C.
I'm in hiding.
Oh god, this is great.
Trying not to draw too much attention.
Which is fun, man. I'm having a good time in there. Okay, so let's move on. We could sit here and roast on each other forever. Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, JC Jane versus Indy and Persia. Indy has a little special place in my heart. She's beautiful, she's sweet, she's Mrs. Loomis, but at the end of the day, Toxic Attraction kind of special. They kind of stick out a little bit, in my opinion, and I think that Toxic gets the W again. Maybe there's interference, maybe there's not. I could be totally wrong here and see Indy and Persia get some belts in the breakup, but I don't know. Daniel, where are you going with this, Mr. Drywall? We're everywhere, by the way, Gabe. We're on Spotify and YouTube and Twitch and Apple and fucking
everywhere. Vinny, you want to plug in Florida Man Radio here?
Of course. You can always find me on Sundays afternoon with Nico Extra on right here in Orlando, 105.5 FM, 660 AM. And if you do not have those stations, go to your app store and download the Florida Man Radio app. You can listen to us every Sunday at 2 p.m. live.
Boom. See that smooth transition I did down there?
Nice.
Scroll down there, La Spada Show, guys. Check it out. Florida Man Radio. We are on FM radio. This isn't the only time we do this bullshit. You can catch us joking on FM radio as well. Always a good time. Straight up radio. Yeah, we're on real radio, bro. FM radio. But we're also on all the other bullshit. We're on Spotify and Pandora and Apple and all that crap too. So we're old school and we're new school at the same time. Don't miss it. La Spada Show is actually pretty fun. The Sunday, whatever, we can talk about that another time, another day. Let's get back to the news.
Toxic Attraction all day.
Who you
not
got?
Ready to give it up. Too easy. And Indy's not there.
Toxic, Vince.
Yep.
Pete Dunne versus Tony D'Angelo in a weaponized steel cage match. It's not going to be quite as brutal as what we just witnessed with Hangman and the Murder Hawk. They just beat the living shit out of each other. Nonetheless, it's going to probably still be a decent match. Pete Dunne never fails. He's got a little smirk to him, a little swagger in his step. Tony D'Angelo definitely has a future ahead of him if he can stay healthy. Who wins the weaponized steel cage match? And are you excited for Tony D'Angelo? Vince,
Tony D.
Vince, who you got?
I got Pete Dunne.
You think Pete Dunne's winning this one?
Of course.
I don't think it's that obvious.
Okay.
Mike, you got the Tony hands going. Does that mean Tony's your guy?
Tony D. They're putting over the 2.0 guys. Pete Dunne's going to be another guy to help put him over. He's going to get called up to the main roster soon enough. He doesn't benefit as much as Tony D. Tony D wins it at Vengeance.
Absolutely.
Let us know who you got in the comments section. We're getting reports. I see JD has Pete. Other people are picking Tony. That could go either way, guys. It really could. Daniel, who you got?
It's got to be Tony. Tony has the most to gain from this. Tony hasn't really had any kind of big niche win so far. Pete's had that. Pete's the elder statesman. Pete's getting ready to make his main roster debut. Tony all the way.
So this is a great opportunity for Pete to put it over like he always
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that a man that's 24 years old is putting other people over?
It's crazy.
Pete Dunne's a young stud. He's got to get rid of that damn outfit. I can't stand the singlet on him.
It's so
he needs some like jeans or something, some skinny jeans, and just be. I mean, the man has everything else going on, but that fur, he's got like I don't know. He needs an extreme makeover. He needs that Cameron Grimes money. The main event of the evening: Braun Breaker the champion, versus Santos Escobar with his little cronies, Joaquin Wild, Raul Mendoza, who loves to go to bonfires, I hear.
Bonfire.
Hold up. Woo! He loves his bonfires, baby. Inside joke. I'll share with you guys later if you don't know what's going on with that. And then Dolph Ziggler now inputted into this match. Potentially, it hasn't been confirmed officially, but any chance that Braun Breaker is no longer the future and Santos or Dolph pull off this W?
0.
No, none.
Isn't it sad that it's kind of predictable? I hate this shit.
Well, the only surprise is that Dolph Ziggler's in it. That's the big surprise, and that's good enough. But
Is it though?
Day, it's Braun Breaker.
Is it a surprise? Because WWE's had this problem.
Shut that damn dog up. Tell him we're live on the radio. Fucking dog.
WWE's had this problem. WWE has the problem with they don't have enough star power and they need to inject somebody in there to try and get the casual fan involved and invested.
Whiny ass dog. What kind of dog you got there, cowboy?
Fucking dachshunds, man.
Oh, they're the worst.
They're the fucking worst.
Greyhounds, man. They're crazy.
I
got 3 of them little lanky fucks. All right, we're going to get to the news in just a minute. I said we were going to be short. We're 48 minutes in and haven't even hit the news. I apologize, guys. I'm tired. You're tired. We all have jobs and work our asses off. But we're here to entertain you people because we love you all. We want to talk about wrestling. Let's talk about the Revolution pay-per-view just real quick. How excited are we that there's an AEW pay-per-view here in Orlando, Florida, guys?
I'm excited.
You just said thrilled. That's
3 days. 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
If you really think about it, it's 4 days because if you want to do the trifecta, you could do Tuesday, Wednesday night Dynamite in Jacksonville.
JD the Savage. My dog does dress like Seth Rollins. There's no doubt about that. Thank you. You're obviously a TikTok follower if you know that crazy shit. I'm excited for it, guys. This is going to be my first AEW pay-per-view. I know all our nerdy friends fly across the country and go to Revolution and All In and Double or Nothing and All Balls Out at Vegas, but I've never been to an AEW pay-per-view. Actually, I went to Fyter Fest. I don't know if that's a pay-per-view or not, but this is going to be the first one for me, and I think they're not going to disappoint like they haven't done at all. They've been delivering every pay-per-view for a while now, and I think this one will be no different.
Well, it's really big.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say it's going to be really big for all the fans in Orlando that go to AEW Dark, who have taken the trips up to Jacksonville, who watch them religiously every week, who talk about them on podcast every week, to actually have a main event pay-per-view right here at UCF, 3 days in a row in Orlando. And as Vince said, just tag on Wednesday after our Tuesday at NXT, we could have 5 events within 7 days. It's a great week in Central Florida.
Oh yeah,
I could not believe that an AEW pay-per-view is going to be here in Orlando. I'm hyped about it. I think it's going to be great. Daniel, I know you like AEW over NXT and WWE.
Absolutely.
How hyped are you excited about this pay-per-view?
I'm so excited about this. This is going to be my second Revolution. I went to the one last year when we had that immaculate. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, there's Mandy.
We had that immaculate exploding ring. So
take cover.
Hyped, man.
Dude, I know they were doing homage to the whatever fight over in Japan, but that was a major dud, dude. That was a turd sandwich smothered in underwear. Like I've never seen one before.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Did you just go, oh, did you do one of these where you like, oh no?
I thought more was going to happen. I really was. I was just kind of sitting there and I was not.
How
impressed.
dare you boo Cody Rhodes? I'm one picture away from getting the trifecta with him. You know that? How dare you boo him? What's up, Bubba? Thank you for joining us. I love your profile picture. Look at that. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to finish this off right now. We're going to hit the news. We're going to get the hell out of here. I appreciate everyone for joining us. We're going to be here every Wednesday at 10 p.m. immediately after AEW World Wrestling Radio, the premiere show. Before I hit the news real quick, Vince, where can they find you? one more promo for your amazing La Spada subs and your amazing La Spada show.
Well, if you're here in the Central Florida area, we have 3 locations of La Spadas. Best cheesesteaks in Central Florida. You can find us at 1010 Lee Road, 2200 North Felicia Avenue, and 4301 West State Road 46 in Sanford. Come and try a little piece of Philadelphia. And when you do that on Sunday, you can come over to the Florida Man Radio and listen to the Vincent Laspada show from 2 to 3 p.m. right here on 105.5 FM, 660 AM.
What the fuck happened?
That's right.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Mike C. You don't need your introductions, but I'll give them to you if you want them.
You know what we should do? We should. I just want to plug in AEW Dark Megasis. Megan Bain is the future of
women. Yes, she is. Damn, she's hot. Megan Bain, y'all. If you don't know about the Megan Bain,
get on it.
Check her out on social media. The Greek goddess. AEW Dark. For the Bubba, to answer your question, if you follow the Facebook NXT page, they will put out the form every week. It's completely free to go. You do have to ride a bus, which sucks balls. It's the COVID Express. There's like 50 people on the effing bus, so bring your face mask. But the show's free. The show's fun, and you can obviously see Nico Extra there. A guy actually had a whiteboard yesterday, and he wrote Nico Extra on the whiteboard. If you saw him, he was in the front row. And I looked up and he had it up in the air and I read it and it said my name. And it was one of the craziest fucking moments. And I grabbed Mike. I go, Mike, that shit says Nico Extra. And he I pointed at him. I pointed at him and he pointed at me. I thought it was a really cool moment. Bubba, we hope to see you at NXT. We all go every week. That's a lie. Mike and I go every week. Vinny goes once a month and Daniel's too cool for school currently. But we do all love NXT. All right, let's get to the news here. Let me play some intro music for the news. It's news time, boys. It's time for the news. The dog's not here, so I'll do it instead of him. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the news. We're going to wrap it up and get the hell out of here. Russell Votes says Shane McMahon WWE match had planned. WrestleMania was in a top spot. And now WWE is looking for a new major attraction to replace that spot for Shane McMahon. Is there any truth to any of this bullshit with Shane McMahon? Is he fired? Was there a top spot for him? Is he going to show up at AEW? What's the deal with Shane? Daniel, give it to me.
At this point, who really cares? I mean, he's inserted himself into way too many big matches. He's not athletic enough to have this talent. I mean, he's average at best. Give it to somebody who busts their ass. At this point, it's a gimmick. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
Cool, Mike C. What's your thoughts on Shane McMahon and his departure / main event, co-main event at WrestleMania?
Shane O'Mac is pure vanity all the way. Mid 40s, late 40s. He's had his time. I agree with Daniel. Let someone else have the spot. Quit trying to hog the matches, hog the Rumble. There's a reason why people don't like him, and KO called him out on it. When he was on SmackDown, people don't like him, and they brought it to the forefront right into the ring. They don't like Shane taking spots. Let someone else have it. Enough of Shane O'Mac.
Right.
Vince, what's your thoughts on Shane O'Mac, the heir apparent to WWE, assuming that Vince doesn't sell it to Disney or someone other bullshit?
I honestly don't think he really wants it. I think he comes in, does the spots, and I think he just goes and rides off in the sunset. I don't know.
It would be like you not wanting Las Spadas. You know what I mean? Like your dad busted his ass, and your grandpa probably put all their work in to make it successful, and then you just show up and you want to fucking sell Nike shoes online and shit or whatever he does. So I don't know what Shane does for a living, but
he's
not WWE.
He's a lawyer.
He's a lawyer full time?
Yeah, he's a lawyer. He went to law school.
Is that what he is?
The lawyer.
Yeah, I the reason why I know that is because they did a documentary with him in the Mean Street Posses, and like one or two of the guys that were in the Main Street Posses are actually in the same school he was. One of them is a lawyer as well.
I did not know that. If you didn't know that, you learn something new every single week at World Wrestling Radio.
Huh.
News number 2. Bye, Vince. Damn, Vinny's out. Look at him. See you,
Whoa.
buddy. Let's move to this thing. Number 2 tidbit. Matt Hardy claimed on his Twitch that Jeff Hardy turned down the WWE Hall of Fame offer in part because Jeff asked if Matt would be going in. They said no, just him at this point in time. Is there any validity to this story? It doesn't make any sense for me at all for WWE to fire Jeff Hardy for basically being a turd sandwich, in their opinion. I'm not saying he is. I apparently he passed his drug test and maybe had a concussion, walked. I don't really give a shit at this point because Jeff Hardy's had 100 strikes at this point. Is there any validity, Vince, that they offered him a spot to be in the Hall of Fame this year before Undertaker, Jeff Hardy in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Any truth to this?
Well, if that's the case, that's totally dumb because Jeff Hardy doesn't deserve to be over the Undertaker. I
think
mean,
Undertaker's coming this year, by the way. I'm just saying it hasn't been announced yet, and Jeff Hardy apparently has been
I believe that WWE is known for doing things like this. They're known for giving people a Hall of Fame spot, knowing they got hurt on the job. So I mean, yeah, I can see it.
Daniel, what's your thoughts on this tidbit of information on Twitch?
I mean, I don't think Matt Hardy made it up. I think it's legit. I think when WWE realized they screwed up and they really dropped the ball on this and just assumed that he relapsed, this was their way of, extending the olive branch. And I only think you can do it so many times, and then people get pissed off. And I think the Hardys are pretty much done with WWE, and I don't ever expect to see them back, at least for another 20 years till they're old men and they're going to be, barely making it up on the stage to accept their Hall of Fame induction.
It's crazy that they're even still around because I could have sworn that Jeff Hardy, at the rate he was going, was never going to make it to like the finish line. That dude's had some crazy effing matches. You know what I mean? Cool, Mike C. Is this real or is this bullshit?
Well, I think it is real. And when you think back, it's been 5 years since they were at Mania, right? When the Hardys came in, and now they're just unwinding. To think that Jeff would have made it a full 5-year run, God bless him, he made it this far. I think they did make a mistake. They did try to keep him around. And I think with Jeff, he's the one guy that they may not want to go to AEW because they know he's going to make more of an impact. But letting Adam Cole, Keith Lee, a lot of these other guys go over there, they're not moving the needle. I think they think maybe the Hardy Boys might have a little bit better of a run and move the needle a little bit better. So I think they try to stop it.
And let's just throw our prediction in right now. Will AEW, with Keith Lee and Jay White and the Forbidden Door hype up that got really great press on social media, will they hit 1 million? Will they hit 1.1? What's the number going to be for AEW this week? We just watched a really great show, honestly. It was a banger. What's the number going to be, Daniel?
I'll shoot for 1,055,000.
1.05.
Yeah.
Vinny Laspada, where does AEW rank tonight in the ratings after having these kind of news bangers and delivering on great matches?
I'm going to say it's going to be just under 1 million.
Cool, Mike C.
I'll say just over because it was a great match. And as wrestling fans, we know that more people should have seen it. But it's true, people are kind of tuned out with the Olympics, other things. I don't think the ratings will get them above 1 million. But if they do, it'll be just a hair.
Curling is really hot right now. I think it's going to be like like you said, 1.05, 1.08, something. It's going to definitely be over 1 million.
Right.
And it's because of the great marketing, starting with Tony Khan. The little dude can market.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? The guy is putting his all his heart. He's like Vince McMahon 30 years ago or 40 years ago when you were really passionate about this shit and you would do anything to win. That's what Tony Khan is now. And that's the exact opposite of Vince. Vince is been the guy for so long at this point.
Complacency.
He's totally complacent. Keith Lee was the great signee tonight. Yes, Kenny. Keith Lee was the signee and Jay White was the Forbidden Door entrant. Final news report of the night, and then we'll get you guys out of here. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Dave Meltzer said WWE officials spoke to Ronda Rousey after her promo on January 31st Rousey is being booked as a babyface, but her bitterness towards the fans, and that's not being finished, is rubbing her off as being a heel. Let's be honest. Ronda's not a wrestler. Ronda's not a character. She's just some bad bitch that can, has major heat from being shoved into the spotlight, main event. She did deliver, but bringing her back is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not too excited that she's being shoved into the main event picture like this, but I understand what's going on. Do you think Ronda's going to struggle all the way in her promos, or do you think she has potential to get this thing turned around? Daniel.
I don't think she struggled with her promo. I think this is just a matter of people nitpicking.
But if she's trying to be a face, then she did struggle.
But here's the thing. We live in a different era of wrestling to where the face and the heel are perceptive. I mean, however you want to receive what they are is the reality of it. And I don't think she did a bad job at all. I think there was a fine line that she walked. I like this Ronda Rousey better than the I'm smiling and so happy to be here. Like, no, you are Ronda Rousey. You're supposed to be the baddest woman on the planet, be the baddest woman on the planet. And that does not make you a heel. That makes you being a bad bitch who understands that you are going to kick ass and take names.
Vince, are you excited for Ronda Rousey returning? And do you think she's missing the ball on her baby face, but coming off as a heel status right now?
Well, the first question, absolutely not. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I think she dropped the ball long time ago when she came and lost at WrestleMania and then walked out with her ball. She did the same thing she did when she lost in the UFC. She got her ass beat, and then what'd she do? She took off and didn't come back. So, I mean, it's the same thing. I've never really thought Ronda was good on the mic. I think Ronda gets by, but I mean, if you really watch her promos, she sometimes struggles where she might say the wrong things, or she might try to correct herself on the spot. But I mean, that's just me though. I wasn't happy when she came to the Rumble. I mean, I once she came to the curtains, I knew she was winning.
I think we all did, which just kind of takes away from the whole excitement. And then the same applied to Brock. When Brock Lesnar came out, we knew his ass was winning too. Mike, are you happy for Ronda Rousey returning?
Of course. Are you kidding? This is the biggest thing going for women. You've got WrestleMania in Texas Stadium for 102,000 seats and standing room only. That's a lot of asses in seats, and they're not going to be able to do it for 2 nights with anybody there. But you got to bring all the star power for it now. So, yes, you have to have her there.
Are we all going to WrestleMania? Has this been confirmed or what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Daniel, you're going or what?
Probably not.
No Mania for you?
No Mania for me.
Saving your balls for Revolution?
I'm thinking Double or Nothing might be in the cards.
Ooh, crazy man. All right, everyone, we're going to get the hell out of here. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be back next week. You know where to find Vinny Laspada Sunday at 2 p.m. on the Vincent Laspada Show. Daniel, good luck finding him on social media. He's mysterious, and if you think he's mysterious, this man, Cool Mike C, you got a better chance of finding an FBI agent than you do finding Cool Mike C. Vinny, any parting words for our millions and millions of fans listening across the world?
Got to say one thing. Night. Keep the butthole tight.
Ooh, I like it. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We are World Wrestling Radio, and hit the music.
Bro.